Yo, AJ, what's up? What's happening in Nebraska? Nice weather, nice fall weather. Are you still disgusted with Grand Lake, or have you moved on, shaking it off? I'm disgusted with Grand Lake. It's a lot of time and effort and expense to take your happy ass down there, and then the lake wants to be a dick. About to buy $300 in vac bags, like vacuum seal bags. Seems excessive, AJ. Bobby Balsa, what's new? Caught them everywhere. Everybody just quit fishing. There you go. Jeremy's depleted the population. But that was the purpose of this title, 1,000 packs. Are you getting into selling your meat? Hey, Brendan. BBC's here. Are you about to start selling your meat, bro? Time's getting tough in the fishing industry. AJ has to sell his meat on the open market. Just got done doing the icing for a Deadpool birthday cake for my son. That's pretty fun. Nice work, Bobby. To sling that meat, dude. Anybody that anybody that wants it, sling it to them. If they got cash, just pound them with as much as you got. You know what I mean? Maybe not selling. Probably shouldn't say selling. Uh oh, the AJ, you might I'd like to hear your opinion on this. So the title of this video was what I typically say if I'm in the boat fishing down the bank and I meet another angler coming down the bank. Cross paths, catch them all, and then they respond with whatever they're going to respond with. But I was curious as to what is everybody's go-to remark upon meeting another angler on the same stretch of water. And if somebody asks me, did I catch them all? I typically respond with most of them. Because I know they're probably anticipating me to say something like, you know, nah, I left plenty of them out there, some bullshit like that. But I usually like to, yeah. I mean, even if I've caught none, most of them. Just got here and not had a bite yet. Yeah, heard that one a bunch. Just put the boat in the water. Catch them all. Yeah, down by the marina. Slow around here. Pickle just punched the B-Day boy. Sounds like my house. Except with girls. BBC, I am putting beautiful, succulent pieces of balsa nectar into a little package. because I still haven't designed my packaging yet. So I'm just using these little baggies that I had. So it's like what you would buy baits if you were shopping at a flea market or something. What you would typically get your $1 lures in. I'm putting nice boutique handcrafted fishing lures in garage sale packaging. Sleeting, ouch. But I do, Chris, since you're a purchaser, I have two baits that I did like this. So I kind of wanted to do like a sunfish dot on these. So there's two baits that have a red highlight on the black mark. I have two baits like that. Would you like one? Or I'm just going to throw them to people randomly, whether you ask for them or not. But if you would like one, since you're here and we're talking, I can give you that. Studying for my pilot's license. Is that out of his playbook? Does he do that? Did I subconsciously summon the pilot? I didn't know that was one of his tricks. Red dots and red hooks. Sounds like a nice compliment. I think I'll send you one and Scott York one. Scott seems to appreciate the oddities because I have two. Every sunfish is a red ear. There you go. There you go. You would think maybe after doing that, he would say, you know what? Maybe instead of red, maybe I'll do lime green or blue or pink or something else. That's what I would do. But I'm not a pilot either, so what do I know? Burns, did you see these? Do these meet the builder dude criteria of sex appeal? The belly's the sexiest. It's like orange bone. All right. Now, these. I try and tell people yellow perch is one of the best colors here. I think hell freezes over before we see that on a Burns. These are the closest I will get. Possibly. I mean, perch is basically just a fire tiger, right? Right? Am I wrong? I mean, I don't think it would be too far out of the realm of possibility for me to paint a Burns in a fire tiger. I mean, it's down at the bottom for sure. Maybe, yeah. I don't. You might be right. You might be right. Nobody might see that. But I could see yellow perch being popular and not popular, but productive in Texas. Yellow Perch is not Fire Tiger. What's the difference? It just needs bigger bars. Y'all tell me the difference. Perch would have yellow sides, greeny back, black bars. Or greeny shoulder. We're talking if you were to put it on a shad wrap, Bobby. If I were to repaint your shad wraps. BBC, unfortunately, that was lightning in a bottle, bro. These actually have blue bars. Why is it that when I put these in the package, the camera zooms more gold in the Perch? I mean, you're getting real oddly specific, dude. We're talking Bagley colors. We're not talking taxidermy here. We're talking throw it on a crankbait. We're not trying to make the damn true life living image version. We're not trying to print one out of the computer and stick it on the side. We just want to get in the ballpark. I need Perch. LP Bass needs Perch. Everybody needs Perch now. Bagley Yellow Perch doesn't even have bars at all. There you go. So, I didn't know there was so much discernment from Perch to Perch. I didn't know if I were to paint a Perch that the majority of the people would say, that shit ain't Perch. Bagley sucks. Builder dude, you're hostile. Builder dude's hostile this morning. You think we will have a pick your color Christmas? Maybe not a full-blown pick your color. Maybe a here's 6 options. Choose 2. And I could, and then we can have a vote, and we can run a poll, and we'll do whatever gets the most votes. $40 baits, tired and cranky. I painted some Hinkles, and it was not fun. The reason it wasn't fun was because I keep waiting on you to do that one, AJ. What are you waiting on? You give me the green light, and I will do that shit tomorrow, bro. But the problem with my and I think the guy I'm painting these for, I think he resells them on eBay for like $800. I'm gonna ask him in a minute if these are going on eBay, just to let him know that I know, bro. I see them because he sends them without eyes and he sends them without the fins. And I think he takes them, puts the fins and the eyes in the box, and then puts them up on eBay. But he sent me these really, really like small pictures. Like, you know, when you send a picture attachment on Gmail and it asks you small, medium, large, actual size. He goes to the advanced setting and goes like extra small, and really hard to see, and like your eyes play tricks on you, and I just wasn't looking forward to trying to discern what these pictures meant. Um, 110 perch is hot. Uh, Pick your color shot is wide, just like foiled baits. Uh, BBC, I don't know that he's selling them for 800. I think he lists them for 800. And then when people offer him maybe 500 and think they're getting a deal, he accepts it. I think that's how that works. But BBC, you would actually be surprised, bro. Um, you would really be surprised because there are guys uh, out west specifically that have very infinitely deep pockets, and they don't get on Facebook, they don't get on Swimbait Underground, they don't get on shit. But if their buddy says I caught him on a hinkle, they say, where do I get one? I say, probably go on eBay and find one. Dude gets on eBay, 800 bucks, sold. That's all it takes, dude. It's not, that's not out of the realm. That happens a lot, especially if there's something to trigger it. Like if there's a tournament out west, like when that dude was winning on the, what was he throwing? He was in one of those West Coast tournaments. He was throwing, he might have been throwing a Hinkle trout or a Hinkle shad and a one of those better looking Huddlestons, bass, hog hunter, whatever it is. Um, Dude, those things went through the roof because it's those same type of guys that don't know where to get the stuff. You can't just walk in a store and buy it, so they get on eBay, and $800 isn't shit to them, dude. Um, yeah, so it happens. Last Hinkle, 11.9, 700 bucks. There you go. There you go. I mean, also you're paying, if you wanted one for $700, what's your next option? You're going to email Andrew Hinkle and get on the list and then get your bait when. Didn't he change his name, Jeremy? I don't think he's Batesmith anymore. I think he got sued and had to change his name. I think he's like Hog Hunter. Or maybe he used, no, he was originally Batesmith, and now I think he's Hog Hunter. I think he changed his name from lawsuits. I actually have one of his gills. It's beautiful. It is beautiful. Look at this thing. Succulent. Uh-oh. Bobby found his old compadre. Chris, was that you that sold 11.9 a $700 Hinkle? Chris, have I ever painted a Hinkle for you? The thing about the ones that this guy got painted, he wanted them to look like stuff that I didn't paint. And I was thinking to myself, if you're going to sell these, like, I've painted so much better stuff than you've requested. Like, if you're trying to get like eye candy, like, this ain't it. But maybe he's not. Maybe he's not. We'll see though. But it always makes me kind of question things when people are like, can you paint something like this? And it's like a very simple, like, not impressive jump out paint job. Can. But did you see the two I did like a month ago? Because they're like 100 times more badass than what you're asking for if you're wanting badass. But some people like this simpler things. I guess my thing is it costs the same, so you might as well get the damn good stuff rather than bone. But whatever. When you fished Austin, what was your favorite fish or bait pattern you liked to throw? Um, Swim bait or conventional? Because I have both of the baits that I caught fish the best on. Here's one. Where's the other one? That was number one. Dude, I caught so many friggin' fish on this thing. It didn't matter if it was June, July, November, March. The native gill didn't exist when I lived in Austin. About 12, Bobby, 12, 14 maybe. Um, do I have the red native gill? That one? The color shifting native gill? It's all the front, Darius. I'm actually pretty decent off the bank. I just don't get to do it enough. I went through a phase. I went through a five or so year phase where I was determined to find nothing but fish off the bank that people didn't dick with. And this is when I was here. And it got me pretty dialed in. The other glide, which one? The Sixth Sense one that started it? It actually wasn't a Sixth Sense, it's a Evergreen knockoff. That one? This was the bait. This was the bait. Oh, it's got different eyes. I guess I lost a black eye and just stuck that one in there. This was the bait that taught me the importance of tail density and swim bait tails, period. Because this has a little screw that goes through the tail. Well, apparently I didn't have the tail stuck in all the way, and I screwed the screw in and it didn't go through the tail. So I was fishing it and I cast it out there and the tail flew off. And I thought, no big deal. I'll just fish it without a tail. And this thing would like roll and flounder, would not swim at all. But learned a valuable lesson. But yeah, that was the one that opened my eyes. And I caught and saw more fish on that color in that bait than any other glides I threw in Austin. For whatever reason, they just liked coming out and looking at it. You need that crawl on a rock crawler. That would be actually. I've tried. I did that on some B2s not too long ago, trying to match that color, and it's a pretty tricky color to match. Try changing the tails on the 316. What did you do that for? Why don't you just get Mickey to send you a tail because you've been blacklisted and you can't even call the shop anymore because you're blocked? PVC, I don't keep up with that stuff. Come on, bro. Who is this guy? Who is this guy? I did paint some of these ugly ass things. Pretty exciting. Not. One with the salt sprinkled all over it. Got a little bleeder going. What else? Got some Hinkles in the other room. But where was I in the comments? Need a burner account, BBC. So Chris is getting one of these. Hey, Chris, are you still there? Do you want me to mail these? And these? Are you? Is it time? Burnsy, I did. Where are they? Let's check these out. Send it all. All right, it's time. All right. Is this a DT? Is this a indestructible, almost nearly indestructible DT? I'll be excited to go and throw this. And this is the whatever that thing's called. What's that? Hello, Tom. What is this thing? What's that guy's name? Charlie-O? Charlie-O. What does this thing even do? What does a Charlie-O swim like? I'll tell you what this Charlie-O is going to need. Some of this. If you know what I'm thinking. Y'all thinking what I'm thinking? Some old square cut. Bobby's throbbing up. It's like a Zoom wobbler. Here's one. So let's take a look. Let's take a look. I didn't know that's what a wobbler was supposed to be. So here we have a WEC wobbler, and here we have a Charlie-O. Different bills. The difference I see is that the wobbler is actually kind of sexy. The Charlie-O's to me have never been exactly appealing aesthetically, but the wobbler's got a little bit of a sex appeal to it. It's like Ed's red bled. It's not you, Burns. You didn't design it. You just mimicked it. You just rendered it. I'm talking to the original Charlie-O guy. But it looks like Ed's red bled through his eyes. The wobbler is underrated. I'd like to throw more of my Zooms. I've hung them all up to dry now. But there's some I need to put in the box just to see how they swim again. But what is this one? Scott, you got any Jay-Z's? This is an oddity. I like this one a lot. What year is this from? 2011. Nice looking plug. So we have a Charlie-O. We have a DT6 prototypes. What's the difference? Is this a 10? Oh wow, it's a big one. Is this a DT6 Magnum? Or is this a DT8 the way they should have built it? Exactly. So this is what they should have done, Rapala. dipshits. Should have put it on a DT6 body, made the bill a little longer. Burns did it the right way. Now we're talking the real DT8. I think this is the one, and I haven't even fished it, Burns. And then we have a Risto mod from scratch. This is a Risto mod without modding a Risto. This is a Risto Rep profile with the lip mod normal. The DT8. Why is it taking this long to do that? Because we've talked about this a ton. All right. Burns has been cooking up some sauce, dude. Maybe we'll do a DT Risto mod, non-Risto mod. That would be cool. Darius, I'm hoping it hits 8, and then it would be named appropriately. Y'all aren't going to believe this, but I am fishing a tournament this weekend, a bass tournament. I'm filling in for Keith because he's deer hunting in Illinois, and his son needs somebody to fish with. So I'm that guy. Hopefully I can put some fish in the boat for young Huntley D's. Can you build a plopper sounding spinnerbait with a metal blade and lead head skirt? A plopper spinnerbait? Like a buzz bait? Build a plopper sounding spinnerbait. You know, you probably could. I probably shouldn't say this out loud, but you could probably mold a plopper tail, pour it out of a material, and put it on a spinnerbait wire. You could. I'm sure you'll see somebody go do that now. You're right, Scott. They dicked that up royally. They had their chance. Everybody wanted it. They wanted the DT6 body with just a little bigger lip, but they put a surfboard on the DT10 body. Losers. Yeah, I probably should have sent it to Darius. He's got the sonar. I don't have that, but I'm thinking I might need to go Friday. I might have to actually practice for this event. I don't know. A derb, yes, it's been a long time, but the last Durbin I did brought home a big trophy and second place angler of the year. So I don't know how we didn't win first angler of the year. Like how we didn't win the angler of the year seems strange because I feel like we got paid like every tournament. Or heat a screwdriver, roll a piece of Lexan around it. Maybe. Just watch Dahlberg. There you go. Does he make his tails out of metal? Bend the Lexan. It'll cold bend. Interesting. I know. I hope they give out plaques in this, and we can get a plaque. That would be nice. Maybe even, I don't know if they give trophies or not, but I would like. The main reason I would like to do well, and by well I mean win. The main reason I would like to win is because Keith's out of town, and he fishes all these tournaments with his son. And then for me to fish with Huntley once and win would be the biggest shit talking point I'll have for the next 10 years with him. It's the Mobile Delta, Chris. I wish it was at Miller's Ferry or Demopolis. And then then we'd hammer them. But I don't know. I don't know the Delta very well. I've fished it a bunch, but I don't know it at all. I just fish what's in front of me. I'm not a tide runner personally. If they bite, they bite. If they don't, I go somewhere else. Or if you get a few bites, you just fish through the tide. I think that's what a few guys, when you have, we've had a few national championships come here. I think there's been quite a few guys win or do really good over the years that just get in an area and they fish through the tide, like high, low, doesn't matter. Surprised Rapala hasn't come out with an OG bait utilizing the Risto body. I don't know what they're doing over there at Rapala. Scott, good question. I don't know what goes on in their brains. I mean, when somebody's like the Risto mod, I feel like is pretty famous in the nerdy bass fishing realms. When I think it actually probably surpassed just like the niche nerdy sector of bass fishing, and kind of was known a little more mainstream as far as like customization of hard baits goes. I feel like the Risto mod lip mod was pretty well known. Yeah, Crush probably right. Focusing on Crush City, soft plastic stuff they're selling lots of. But I'm sure they still sell an ass pot of DT6s. Probably not as many 14s and 16s and 20s or whatever. I don't know. All right, I gotta get y'all's bees shipped out, and by bees I mean Burns's. Bees. The Risto mod is cool. The Risto mod is cool. I put a squib on the DT4 and made a great. DT4 is good bait on its own. I've always been a fan of the DT4. They have their heads up their rear end. You're right. Rapala has their heads in their rectum. Rapala has their heads straight up their bunkholes. Rapala has their heads right directly in their poop chutes. Did I miss any? DT4 is good bait. I feel like it's like the redheaded stepchild of the DT line. I don't like anything over a 6. Never liked the 10. Never liked anything bigger than those. And they catch them, but I just never. I felt like there was other baits that caught them better than those. But like DT6 is its own bait, right? Like you don't replace a DT6. Streams ago, you showed Burns foils. No, I haven't got to him yet. I'm gonna try to get to him this week. I was actually waiting for some paint to show up. It's a flat root. With Burns's wood grain texture, it appears. Did you go for wood grain texture, Burns? Idling out of a backwater. I like that. So this is a flat root. Here you have regular root. Here's the flat-bodied version. No, Dustin, which one? Ah, damn it. What color was it? At least it wasn't a Burns. At least you donated to Bagley. Yeah, Pike. Damn, Pike. The green and orange. Green and orange. Was it a shad? Or did it have bars on it? And then the other one is like a, is this like a BDS 1.5, 1.75? Looks to be. Green and orange. What is that? Now I gotta look. Excuse me for a second. Green and orange. Let's go to the website. I'm having a I'm having a memory lapse. Let's go to this one. Say green and orange. That one? Or this one. Oh, I bet you're talking about light bulb. You talking about light bulb? Uh, where is it? I had one up here. No, that's not orange. You're not this one. This one? Hey. That B2 runs so good, I'm scared to fish it. I think my phone is on the way out. No mint green, orange back and bars. Oh, that one. That was a weird one. That was the one where I had like a handful of baits left, and I just said, let's get weird and do something off the wall and see what happens. This one. No, you can't see it. Can't see the colors. That one. Yeah, I don't know what. I guess I could replicate that maybe. It was a bone base with a mint green shoulder and fluorescent red bars. And you hammered them on it today? That's pretty awesome. Might have to redo that one. Yeah, still got the astronaut case. I'm not ashamed. Early till the pike ate it. What's your water clarity that you were throwing that in? Stained, clear, mud? Out of wood. Stained. Sitting, Scott, you haven't been carving? Hadn't been carving? I like seeing your creations. Most of them, with the exception of a few. The what's that ugly ass thing called that people like? That's got the big giant round forehead. What is the name of that bait? My memory's gone to shit. You know which one I'm talking about. Speedy. Bobby knows. Bobby knows. A little Speedy. Those were fun to paint just because they're so ugly. They're cute. The little Speedy. Caught 50. That's a good morning. I want to know if anybody catches any on the Harley Quinn mistake. The one that's green pumpkin base with the red shoulder on one side and the blue shoulder on the other. I bet that one will catch them. That's the one I don't like to show or talk about anymore. Why is that? People on the hunt? Triple A premium. Does that qualify? Burns? It sounds quality. Now, Burns, you're figuring out why you can't get any balsa, because BBC and Scott York have it all. Little speedy crankbait. What pops up on the eBay? Nothing. Man's crankbaits. See if this pulls up anything. Loudmouth. Those really are not appealing at all. Has anybody been to Bass Pro Shops and picked up any of the old stock man stuff? Morgan, that's not good, bro. Because you missed the drop this morning. Killer B2's half off. Good luck on the speedies. I mean, the only way I think you're going to find a little speedy anymore is you're probably going to see one in an unknown lure lot. Here's the Thin Man. Anybody want a Thin Man? I do, but I don't want it for $12 plus $5 shipping. I'll give this gentleman $6 for it. I'd drop $6 on that piece of junk. Well, Speedy is a piece of crap. There's a Thin Man for cheap. I'll put that one on the radar. Oh, there's a 3-pack. A lot of Thin Mans out there. Not as hard to get as I believed. There's a lot of 5 from Canada. Huh. Yeah, there's all the Thin Mans you want on here right now. Ooh, there's a custom painted one. Ugh. Look at that. Look at that specimen of a paint job. The Speedy I built are better than Jerry Lures. I think it's a cool bait. It's hideously ugly, but I think it's a cool bait. I don't know what they do or how they run or when they shine, but I'm guessing it's a cold water thing. But yeah, that's the rumor, Scott, is that some sink, some don't, some do all kinds of weird things. But that's what's hindered me from buying any man's little speedies or little Thin Mans or whatever, because I don't need them, and I certainly don't need a worthless piece of shit that doesn't swim. The only bait uglier but also more appealing than the little Speedy is the Is-It, which is very appealing and also ugly, and Burns refuses to build. I thought you refused the Speedy. I thought the Speedy was too ugly, Burns. I thought the Speedy was too ugly. I thought it and the Is-It were off limits. BBC. It did kind of look like your convict color. I build what the campers want. Uh-oh, boys. That means Burns might build a bait that he's refused me for years because it was too ugly. So, I mean, is it too? Would that mean a double ugly drop? Double the ugly on the same drop? The ugliest baits ever Burns drop? That would be earth shattering. Double the ugly. A little speedy. And is it? You don't have an is it? Maybe I could find one. Maybe I could find one. Let me get on the bait nerd phone and see what I can find. I would not even challenge Burns with a fat cat. That's even offensive to me. A fat cat isn't worth his time. I don't believe. If it ain't a SMU, I don't want it. If it ain't an ET, I ain't having nothing to do with it. You might as well keep them. Have y'all seen the ETs? I don't know what they were thinking. It could be uglier. It could be uglier. That was a Bagley ET3. What in the hell? No, that's the ET2, excuse me. What in the hell were they thinking? Oh, this could be the ugliest. This is like get all the ugliest Bagleys in one lot. You can get a fat cat, you can get an ET, and you can get a SMU. And a shitty looking killer bee. For $40. SMU, ET, and a fat cat. Man. Look at this thing. What is this? It would make a pretty decent crawfish, but it kind of looks like a pecker. I think it's extra testicle, BBC. I think you're right. I think you're onto something. I think it's extra testicle. I think this was done as a joke. I wonder if anybody's ever caught a bass on an ET. Like, I wonder if there's people out there hoarding, like, just buying them as cheap as they can on eBay and just hoarding ETs, and they like just slay on them. I wonder that a lot about some of these weird, ugly baits that people are just like behind the scenes, just like buying everything of one specific ugly model. Let's see what's sold. That'll tell the tale. Grizzly likes them. So some of these have been purchased. It looks like they didn't come in a whole huge variety of colors. Somebody got one in the pack for 99 cents. They make a square bill one? Holy crap, that's ugly. Wow. horrific. Possibly BBC, possibly. All right, I got to get all these packages sent out so I can sand baits tomorrow and get ready to paint the flat roots so I can go fishing on Friday and Saturday. So I got to get these done so I can take them to the post office today. Almost got these guys ready. Almost got these guys ready to roll. Let them sit for a little while. But all right, gotta find build speedies. Scott, do you have an is it that we can put in a safe and send to Burns for him to hella, they just came on the bait. It is what it is. Otherwise I wouldn't. I should probably take them off so the bait is mint when it shows up. It doesn't get any rash. Sold the blower. Come on, bro. I knew Scott would. BBC, it gets better. It gets better, bro. And it gets better than that. It gets better than that. That's right. DC6 in your face. Suck it, Ike. How close are they, Bobby? I have Ronnie and the Vern clone. How much difference is there, Scott? Scott, I'm gonna put those up. I thought about putting one on eBay, just for old time's sake, just to see who's out there, just to see who's out there. I might put one up on eBay and list it for like $200, just for the eyeballs. Vern's is a little thicker. Demon over it. Refund. What say you, Scott? Is the Vern a little thicker? They're pretty close. Do they run the same? Could you send Burns a Vern and it come out close enough? Burns is really not happy right now. Unless somebody has an uglier bait. The Trollio is pretty ugly. I mean, it should be right up there. It's easily a top 5. Easy. But that's what sets them apart, makes them interesting. BBC, you should probably ask Todd Castledon if he's throwing one. He'd probably like a bait. He probably could catch some fish on a hybrid hunter. I don't know if he's got any, but if you have an extra hybrid hunter laying around, you could probably send it to him and see if he liked him. The crawl bait was ugly. The crawl bait was ugly. Ran incredible. That one never came to fruition. Yeah. Like I know guys that dip in KBS, and KBS, it's thick. Uh, I know we never asked for it. I never knew where it fit in. Maybe that'll be an early spring 2025 one. I think that would be an. I think that would be a good pre-spawn cranking bait. Morgan wanted that one. I wonder if I can dig it out so people know what we're talking about. Surely it's in this box. Let's see. I actually need to paint that one. I need to take some of these hooks off. No, these are damn 15 years old. Let's see. In there. Here. No. No. It's somewhere around here. I thought that bait was kind of sexy though. Here's when Mimic sold their balsa blanks. I bought a handful of those. I have to find that guy. Must be in a different drawer. Here's some Eder bodies that cracked. He had a problem with his coatings, and he said he was going to throw them in the trash. I said, Eder, don't do that. Send them to me. I'll do something with them. Which I did for a few. Never finished the rest of them. I don't know what lip goes in these. I didn't lose it, Burns. I don't lose anything. That's for certain. I did not lose it. It's amongst this stuff. I'll dig it up. All right, boys. Good talking to everybody. I gotta pee. We'll talk maybe tomorrow because I'll be sanding baits. Oh, yeah, I gotta go through my other Burns boxes. Maybe it's in here. I never put this one up for sale. This was one of the coolest ones I ever did. Before I lose everyone. So I took a foiled shad Bagley and ripped half the foil off and made it look like a dying shad. had plans to sell this bait, but maybe I'll keep it. I like those. I also had plans to sell this one. And it is sexy. Bone with a little smoky purple blue top. Could do a waffle. I got lots of waffling stuff in here. Sexy ass big ends. Triple dotted eyes, just lingering. Fatsos, it's hanging out. I mean, we've got some stuff, dudes. This is just like there's some juice in there. But anywho, all right, boys. Good talking to everybody. We'll chat later. That was OG Megabass. That was Megabass. I got back in '88 from the 1800s. All right, y'all be good. See you.